has taken over. Let's go. It's Ferrall. Coast to coast. Steaks, chicks, stacks. You and I are going to make a lot of money. It's Ferrall, coast to coast.
And we are back, hour number 3, Ferrall Coast to Coast, here on SportsGrid and SportsGrid Radio. Great to have everybody with us here today. Carver High and the Prime Minister, Cam Stewart, in for Scotty. Of course, Scotty will be back tomorrow. He's been out. Be back from his 4th of Ferrall vacation, and we will get things cooking here as July is here. We're almost there. The little stretch left here before we start to get to football and get to the fall and get to the NFL and college. It's right around the corner. In fact, Cam, the first signs of college football are this week because I saw the Big 12's having their media week this week in Texas, which is always, that means that talking season is here. Everybody loves talking season when all the coaches get up there and tell you how their team is so much more improved from last year and that they're going to make the college football playoff and win this and win that. We love talking season, Cam. It's always fun.
Got to be honest with you, Carver. I can just breeze through summer. I'm fall and baseball and football. Like get me there. Get me there. The summer's too hot for me. I want it nice and cool, and I want football, and I want to go nuts. That's what I want to do. And then baseball playoffs.
Yeah,
there we go.
Baseball playoffs, indeed. All right, let's get to baseball tonight, Cam, as we have several games. Pretty good Monday night, actually, with 10 games on the schedule, which we always love. We'll start in Detroit, where the Rays and the Tigers will get together. Shane Baz against Keider Montero this evening. How about the Rays being a slight favorite tonight in Detroit? I got them at minus 115 now, minus 105 for the Tigers. And an 8.5. You got the 57-win Tigers, dogs in their own building tonight, Cam?
I don't know. That line tells you something there, Carver. It seems a little bit tricky. I'm seeing a straight pick, but the Rays are just a very good baseball team, too. I got to be honest with you. This is a tough game. This is the early start, too. 6:40 Eastern, 3:40 Pacific out of the gate. You like to have some action on it because it's usually half an hour before the other games. But I got to be honest with you. I kind of lean under in this game. I don't really... I see getting to 9 runs as a stretch tonight, and I kind of like the Rays. But this game, I don't know if anything's sticking out to you. This is a very difficult baseball game to bet.
I think the line tells me Rays, to be quite honest. Yeah. I think it says Rays to me, and I think that's probably it's either that or nothing. That's for sure. Next up, the Rockies go to Fenway. Of course, the Red Sox beat up on the Nationals this weekend down in D.C. Richard Fitz goes for Boston. Austin Gas Can Gomber going for Colorado. Minus 250 for Boston. Plus 205 for the Rockies. And a 9.5 up and away at Fenway tonight. Straight to the moon.
You're giving me Fitz and Gomber. Oh, my God. Yeah. Pew, pew. This is it, Carver. Can we take it over and the Boston Red Sox run line parlay piece as well? Like 9-6 final for Boston sounds about right tonight with Gombert and throwing Fitz. Yeah, let's look at these guys. It's Gas Can Central. And Boston's hitting right now with Trevor Story, too. This is, I don't know how you take it under in this game. Runs.
Yeah, this has got to be some runs for the Rockies and the Red Sox tonight. Got to be that. The Marlins are in Cincinnati against the Reds. It'll be our friend Jansen Junk going for the Fish. Brady Singer goes for Cincinnati, who's minus 135, plus 115 for the Fish, and a 9.5. I think this has some gas on it, too. Now, look, Cam, we've gone after this Junk a couple of times now. And not to great success, but I got a feeling it's coming. Like, I want to be there for the party when this Junk finally, when Junk gets beat up by somebody. Oh, yeah. And I think it could be tonight, maybe, at Great American.
Yeah, lots of junk in the garbage disposal. I'm with you tonight. Me and Carver, big party, lots of bags. I got to tell you, we're going to load up the garbage cart right now. Junk is going to get rocked. Multiple bags over the 4th of July. I like the over in this game, and Cincinnati's lost 2 coming into this one. I think they hit Junk tonight, so I like the over and give me the big red machine to bounce back against the fish.
I think that they'll win also. Over for me, Cam, in that one. We'll go up, and away in Cincinnati. Good pitching matchup. Couple guys who were named to the All-Star team yesterday, and Freddie Peralta and Yamamoto. Dodgers and the Brewers in Milwaukee. Dodgers minus 145 on the road, plus $1.20 for the Brewers at home. 7.5 the short number.
Yeah. Very short number. Dodgers, remember, the best team to the overs. I want to take an under, but that 7.5 scares me. With Yamamoto, I like the Dodgers on the road. I just don't like the price. I wish it was a little bit lower, but I like the Dodgers here. Coming off a sweep against Houston, too. They'll be in a bad mood. That's not good for Milwaukee.
They will be in a bad mood. There's no question about that. The Pirates are coming off a weekend where they didn't even score a run in Seattle. They'll try to at least do that. They'll have Andrew Heaney on the mound against Noah Cameron in Kansas City. Royals are minus $1.50, plus 125 for the Buccos. And an 8.5.
What do you think about this one, Carver? I like the Royals. I just don't want to lay that kind of juice. Noah Cameron's been good. Pittsburgh can't hit right now. Under? Home team in the under? I'm looking at the Royals, but what do you think?
I know that the Pirates are putrid offensively. It's a good night for hitting. A nice, hot, steamy night in Kansas City. It's a good night for hitting.
You're liking that over. Kind of bucking the trend there, like Pittsburgh after that series where they didn't get one, to kind of say, okay, now we're ready to hit, and the Royals should be able to get runs off of Heaney. Maybe this is a sneaky over.
Yeah, it is, and I have one of the Royals as one of my home run guys too. So I'm looking for Heaney to get beat up a little bit tonight. So it's maybe a little bit of a sneaky over for me tonight, Cam, in Kansas City with those two. The Jays, it's a low number, 8.5. The Jays are going for 9 in a row tonight in Chicago against the White Sox. Jose Berrios and Sean Burke, not the former NHL goalie with the Devils, Sean Burke, but the pitcher for the White Sox, Sean Burke. Minus 175 for the Jays, plus 145 for Chicago, and an 8.5.
This game, every time the Jays seem to go to play the White Sox on the road, it usually turns out to be crazy, wild games with overs. Berrios, he's okay. Burke, I got to be honest with you, an ERA of 4 for the White Sox isn't that bad, but they can get to that bullpen. I can't get in front of the Blue Jays right now. This is not going to happen. They're not going to win forever. Carver, 8 in a row, but they got to go in there and keep on winning. Boston's coming off the sweep. The Orioles are playing better. The Yankees, I know they only won 1 game, but they're still there. That's the whole thing. Tampa Bay doesn't lose a lot of baseball, so you got to take care of business. I'm not getting in front of it. It looks like a parlay piece because I just don't want to lay the juice.
I'm going to lay the run line, Cam. I think the Jays stay hot. I think that they can beat up this Burke. Minus 1.5 on the run line for Toronto.
I like your confidence, Carver. I like your confidence.
Well, yeah, why not? Why not? Tonight's the night they'll probably lay down because I'm on them. We'll squeeze one more and then do the rest after the break. Guardians and the Astros in Houston. Tanner Bybee and the immortal Colton Gordon going. Minus 135 for the Astros, plus 115 for Cleveland, and a 7.5.
Is this light? The Guardians have lost 10 in a row. Beatty on the road
feels
is a train wreck. Oh, something's happening here. I'm smelling trap. You're like on the mouse. You're giving me the cheese. Houston's. It seems like the play, but that line tells me stay away.
That's 7.5. With these guys going, Biden gives up a lot of homers.
Yes.
Even this Commissioner Gordon ain't great either. I don't know, Cam. That's a very weird number. Ferrall Coast to Coast. We'll come back, finish the rest of the baseball next week.
Enter into the magical world of McLuck.com, where even the smallest of spins can win real cash prizes. Adventure into over 1,000 of the best Vegas-style slot games. So what are you waiting for? Unlock your free welcome offer today. Join the fun where winners play and players win.
two guys that can do it all. It's
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching!
Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What?
How do you do this once?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune in to Game Time Decisions weekdays on SportsGrid.
The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that rim. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of
15.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. That's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups? My tip, try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
And we're back. Ferrall Coast to Coast here on a Monday. Carver High and Cam Stewart in for Scotty on SportsGrid and SportsGrid Radio. Great to have you with us here. All right, we got a couple of late night on the left coast games, Cam. 3 West Coast starts. We'll start in Anaheim, where the Rangers and the Angels get together. Really the best pitching matchup of the night, too. Also a couple of all-stars facing each other. I know Peralta and Yamamoto pretty good, but Jacob deGrom against the immortal Kikuchi going tonight for the Angels. Minus 135 for Texas, plus $1.15 for Anaheim, and a 7.5.
I want to take the under here, Carver. DeGrom's been amazing. Kikuchi's been under the radar. Don't let the 3 wins fool you. He's got an ERA of 2.8. So, like you said it, this is a fantastic pitching matchup. Angels lost every game by 1 run to the Blue Jays this weekend. I don't really want to screw around with it. I think I'm just going to take the under in this game. I think the Angels could be live.
Man, 7.5. Like,
I can't take over.
There's some, I can't either. There are some guys on this Ranger team that have touched up Kikuchi in the past, but still, he's pitched really good, especially during this stretch where the Angels have played some better baseball. So probably not going to get in front of that one either, Cam. I do like the Rangers tonight on the road. The Diamondbacks will be in San Diego against the Padres. Zach Gallen and Yu Darvish makes his first start of the season. He has been out all year so far, Cam. Of course, coming off the 60-day IL with the elbow injury for tonight. It will be minus 125 for Darvish and the Padres, plus 105 for a gallon of milk and the Snakes, and an 8.5.
Well, a gallon of milk will cost you $5.45. I don't know, on the road even more, Carver. Like, I don't know about this guy. His numbers are damn right atrocious. I'll tell you, Darvish, what are we going to get from him? Obviously, he's not going to pitch too many. They can't screw around. San Diego has to think about the big picture with the Dodgers and everybody else. I think maybe a short price for these guys, but I don't know how long Darvish is going to go. Gallen's just horrible. I lean Padres.
Yeah, Gallen's been really bad. Yeah, 5.5
really
ERA.
bad.
He's given up 20 homers this year. Like, this is the guy to go after.
Bam!
And honestly, like, even you said, you don't know how much you're going to get out of Darvish. And to be quite honest with you, Cam, he's making his first start of the year, and he's facing a lineup that historically there's guys that hit him pretty well too. You know, Carroll, 538 with 2 homers. Marte, 289 with 2 homers. You know, McCann, 2 homers. He's in the lineup. Suarez, 235 with a home. You know, he's got guys that hit him too because they've seen him so much, and he's coming off cold. That could be an overnight, Cam. 8.5.
You told me all I need to know, Carver. I love reading your mail. You're right. Like, think about this. Gallen's going to get hit, and these guys have a great history against Darvish, and he might be, like, giving up some bombs, and they got to protect him. So, yes, over seems to be a play at Petco. I'm down with the program. Over 8.5.
And finally, the Phillies will head west, where they will see the Giants at Oracle opening up a series. It'll be Christopher Sanchez and Landon Raup going this evening. Minus 135 for the Phillies, plus 115 for the Giants, and a 7.5.
I got to tell you, Sanchez, like, what a year. Like, this guy's been absolutely fantastic. Money, Phillies. I like the Phillies. I don't know, Carver, do you think they can get it done on the road? The price isn't too bad, but 2 pretty good pitchers. Raup's been pretty decent for the Giants as well. Not sure if we can get there, but I lean Phillies, and I'm not sure about the total, but I'd probably say under with these 2 guys going. What do you think?
You know, I like the Giants tonight. Start of a West Coast trip for the Phillies. I like the Giants tonight, Cam and Raup. Believe it or not, I'm going to take a shot. We gotta have somebody a couple pooches tonight, Cam. We gotta bark a little bit at the moon. I don't want to bark late night bark at the moon. With
Ozzy Osbourne style. Tonight. Yeah, I got to find a couple pooches because right now I don't have enough dogs in the kennel. You're right. They're free.
Some pooches.
They're running wild.
I know. You're right, Carver. In, so late night pooch for me.
Yeah, Grigor Dimitrov has got me scared of picking up dogs after that debacle with the injury. So yeah, peck injury. Thanks. Anyway,
that Dimitrov. I can't believe that he did that up after winning the first 2 sets.
Yeah. Thanks.
This sinner's having his wine tonight, too, and his dinner in Wimbledon in England. And you can't believe he gets to play on Wednesday. Oh, that was the worst. All right, how about some long balls for tonight? Of course, we need a little tater time on a Monday night. Let's start the week right. Now, there's only a couple games, and there are a few that I kind of left off the list that I'm probably going to end up putting in, but these are the ones I like the most. We'll go Ellie in the Marlin Red game.
I like it,
of course. I'm going after this junk, and we'll go after him with Ellie on a great night to hit the ball out, plus 350 for him. How about 2 from 1 game? Agustin Ramirez off of Singer also, so more Marlin Red action for you, plus 400 for Ramirez. Trevor Story's been hot. Why would I get away from that, especially with Gas Can Gomber on the mound at Fenway, plus 420 for Trevor Story. I told you I was going to go after Heaney tonight, Cam. I'm going to with Bobby Witt Jr., plus 460 for him off of Heaney. Good night for hitting in KC. And Adolis Garcia has really burned me a lot this year. I'm not going to lie. It kind of bothers me that I'm going to him, but I couldn't get away from the fact that he hits Kikuchi really well. And he's got a couple homers off him in his career. So plus 460 late night for Adolis Garcia. So Ellie, Ramirez, Story, Witt, and Garcia. But I will tell you, Cam.
I got one for you. Too, Carver. Goodwin. I'm adding Goodwin in the game of like Gomber and Gascan and Fitz.
Okay.
Fitz of Rage and Gomber. Goodman for the Rockies tonight. He's already got 16 home runs. I'm adding him. He's my guy tonight.
I'll probably do some of this on Carver and Lisi with Joe because it's a late night game. I'm going to find some homers in that Arizona-San Diego game with Darvish and Gallen. I'm gonna try to get some things going there with that game. So I think we'll get some fireworks late night at Petco Park. So there you go, some long balls for Monday night here on C2C. All right, we'll come back, Cam. We have several other things to accomplish before we get out of here. I've got some NBA stuff. I've got some golf. Really good field this week at the Scottish Open that we'll talk about. We've got some soccer. A lot of potpourri of things for Cam before we get out of here today. Coast to coast, back after.
5-year contract. It's just, I bring it up only because who cares, Scott? It's just Jaren Jackson Jr., good player. Don't get me wrong. $50 million a year. You know, we all bitch and complain about the Juan Soto deals and the Ohtani deals, and you get guys like Jaren Jackson making $50 million a year.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
There's now 7 different directors of analytics for like the Raptors, the Chiefs, where you can see us all like workshopping these ideas in these threads because golf is so ubiquitous amongst gamblers. And so that was like the most popular non-poker forum was the golf sub-forum. And then once we started thinking about once I realized in 2013 that Brody's book was coming out, I just thought stroke chain putting was it.
The Smiley Show, only on SportsGrid.
I'm saying I like their odds because I think they're insane at this point, but I do think they are a very viable option.
I don't even think their odds are that insane. Honestly, they won 64 games.
So you like this move for them?
Well, so the odds...
Regardless of the odds, just from a basketball.
Yeah, the odds have nothing to do with it. They won 64 games. They were eliminated by the Pacers, who lost Halliburton. The other 60-win team was the Celtics, and they lost Tatum. Like I think,
and the Knicks don't have a coach.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
You want to take that gap year and trade LeBron James somewhere and get value, legitimate value for a 41-year-old player, LeBron James, I still think, in return. I think you have to explore that because if LeBron wants to win a title, we've heard so much buzz for, I think, 3 or 4 years now, Kevin, about Stephen Curry and LeBron James wanting to eventually play together. This might be that moment here. If you're the Golden State Warriors, why not make that call? I think that's something to watch out for.
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
And we're back. Ferrall Coast to Coast here on a Monday. Carver High and Cam Stewart. And for Scotty on SportsGrid and SportsGrid Radio. Scotty will be back tomorrow here with you. Cam, a few NBA notes for you. As now we've reached the time of the year where there's no more legal tampering. Everything is just legal. As the new NBA year has started, all those trades and signings and everything from last week are finally official. There was another trade today. I talked with Coach a little bit about it earlier. So the Clippers, Jazz, and Heat do a 3-team deal. John Collins goes to the Clippers. I love a John Collins. Norman Powell to Miami. Kevin Love, Kyle Anderson, and a 2027 second-round pick go to Utah. So obviously, Cam, the big thing here is this Powell, who had a great year in L.A. last year for the Clippers, now goes to the Heat. Love goes to Utah and Anderson, but the word on the street is, Cam, that they will be bought out of those deals.
Yeah.
And will be free to go wherever they choose.
Yeah, that makes sense. You know, you don't want to throw those guys out there, but Norm will get you some points. He's one of those guys. Like, I remember with the Raptors, streak scorer, like that's pretty good stuff. That's good news for Miami, and Norm will be very happy there. I know at the Raptors parade, Carver, he'd like to throw him back, and he'll have a lot of time to do so in South Beach.
That's right. Norm had a big hand. Norm was part of that Raptor championship team,
Norm
back in the day.
Yeah,
Norm.
friend of the program.
Friend of the program, as always. The Kevin Durant trade became official. This is now, I mean, this is just so silly, Cam. In order for them to get this through, this was a 7-team trade. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6.
Yeah.
7 teams it took to get this trade through the league offices. Phoenix, Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, Maluk, which was the draft pick, Plowden, Houston, Kevin Durant, and Capella, Brooklyn, 2 seconds, Golden State, Tui, Mashik, Atlanta, second swap, Tiaro, Zahirsky. I mean, Cam, here's my thing.
And
I said this to Coach earlier.
Yeah, what are we doing here?
How broken is the system now where in the NBA salary cap, which is you need to be a wizard to try to figure out exactly first apron, second apron, all this nonsense.
Yeah.
In order for this to work to get Durant to Houston, they had to route it through 7 teams in order for all of the things to even out in order to make it work. It's too much, Cam. It's stupid, to be quite honest with you. It's like nonsense that it takes 7 teams to make a trade work.
That was like, I looked at that board and it gave me a headache. That was the dumbest thing that I've ever seen, Carver. You're right. The system's broken. What are you going to do? Like, that is just stupid. You couldn't have said it any better. I'm looking at that going, what? Like, really? I'll say one thing, though. The Houston Rockets, like, one more kick at the can with Durant. He's got a couple good years left. They're going for it, but I don't know. Even if they are, can you beat OKC?
I disagree, and I'm sure that I know I'm probably maybe I'm not in the minority with this, because Coach before last hour was glowing about Houston and thinking that
Houston
they're gonna be. I don't. What does Durant have left, Cam? Like, I'm just being serious. Like, I know that he's in his late 30s now. I know he could still score. Doesn't do much else, and he doesn't play half the time. Like, I don't see why this. You are not getting Kevin Durant, who won NBA Finals MVPs with the Warriors. Like, you're not getting that same player. I'm kind of surprised that everybody thinks this is like a done deal now. The Rockets are one of the 3 best teams in the NBA.
Oh, I don't think it, like that's the whole thing. But you know what it is? As a franchise, Carver, I can understand what they're doing. Sometimes when you're there, you got to go for it. And I'm with you. As Ferrall says, he's on the back 9. Like, he's really on the back 9, maybe hole 16 or 17. But does he got one more birdie finish in him? And it's nice to see that the Rockets are at least going for it in a very tough West. But I'm with you. There's a lot of question marks here, and this guy could be gone. He could get hurt, and they could just blow it all up. Like, that's the whole thing. It's a problem.
Yeah, that's the thing. And look, they have some really good young talent on that team with Amen Thompson and with Jabari Smith Jr. I'm not downgrading any of that stuff. I'm just saying, thinking that Durant is the key to unlock them winning a title. He certainly wasn't in Brooklyn, and he certainly wasn't in Phoenix. True. So let's just, we got to pump the brakes a little bit here going through, as far as I'm concerned. All right, Ferrall Coast to Coast on a Monday. Carver High, Cam Stewart in for Scotty. We'll come back. More to do. Keep rocking on the grid right after this.
5-year contract. It's just, I bring it up only because who cares, Scott? It's just Jaren Jackson Jr., good player. Don't get me wrong. $50 million a year. You know, we all bitch and complain about the Juan Soto deals and the Ohtani deals, and you get guys like Jaren Jackson making $50 million a year.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
There's now 7 different directors of analytics for like the Raptors, the Chiefs, where you can see us all like workshopping these ideas in these threads because golf is so ubiquitous amongst gamblers. And so that was like the most popular non-poker forum was the golf sub-forum. And then once we started thinking about once I realized in 2013 that Brody's book was coming out, I just thought stroke chain putting was it.
The Smiley Show, only on SportsGrid.
Saying I like their odds because I think they're insane at this point, but I do think they are a very viable option.
I don't even think their odds are that insane. Honestly, they won 64 games.
So you like this move for them?
So the odds,
regardless of the odds, just from basketball.
Yeah, the odds have nothing to do with it. They won 64 games. They were eliminated by the Pacers, who lost Halliburton. The other 60-win team was the Celtics, and they lost Tatum. I think,
and the Knicks don't have a coach.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
You want to take that gap year and trade LeBron James somewhere and get value, legitimate value for a 41-year-old player, LeBron James, I still think, in return. I think you have to explore that because if LeBron wants to win a title, we've heard so much buzz for, I think, 3 or 4 years now, Kevin, about Stephen Curry and LeBron James wanting to eventually play together. This might be that moment here. If you're the Golden State Warriors, why not make that call? I think that's something to watch out for.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
And we're back. Ferrall Coast to Coast on a Monday. Carver and Cam Stewart in for Scotty on SportsGrid and SportsGrid Radio. Scott will be back tomorrow from his 4th of Ferrall holiday. Here we go, Cam. A couple of other NBA things, and then we'll move on. Bradley Beal is allegedly exploring his options with other teams. There is anticipation that the Suns will buy him out. They don't want him anymore, Cam. And that's probably the best course of action for them to take. Buy him out. And then I already saw today, this ties into the next story too, Chris Paul did some interview this weekend where he kind of alluded to that this will be his last year in the NBA, this coming season. It would be his 21st and last season in the league. And then I saw that him and Beal would end up on the Clippers, is what I saw. That's just what the Clippers need. Add those guys into the mix. So
yeah,
that was the hot rumor that I saw this afternoon, Cam. Those guys going to the Clippers.
What is this? What are the LA Geriatrics? Holy jeez, is it? You like the senior league?
Yeah,
like
Kawhi
Leonard. Hop around there, It's like, what are we doing here?
Harden, Kawhi, Brook Lopez, and then throw in Beal and Chris Paul.
Yeah.
Wow. Why not? Why not? That's
we still got it.
Got the Zubox too. Don't they still got the Zubox? They got him in the mix also. They got. You never know. I mean, it's if they were in the East, they'd be maybe the best team. You never know.
Old guys.
Knicks new coach Mike Brown got a 4-year, $40 million contract. Must be nice. And the Knicks owe Thibodeau $30 million. Paying a lot of money for coaches, Cam. They better win next year. That's a lot of scratch.
What are these guys doing
for head coaches?
Like seriously. 4-year, $440 million to coach the Knicks. Anyway, this is a whole new world that's just blowing me away, and you're owing Tibbs $30 million. Not really good money managers. I get ripped off with scams, but I'm glad I'm the Knicks. They like to dish it out. Jeez, I'll tell you. Don't give them. They do. Glad they're not my investment company for my retirement because I'm done with these guys.
And the books apparently weren't very impressed with their hiring of Mike Brown either, because when the odds were put up at the end of the year and after all these moves were made, the Knicks were in like the top 2 or 3 in terms of the odds board. When you look at it today, Cam, they've slipped a little bit. As you can see, they're now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th. Look at Houston. Wow. Denver and Houston were the high risers, Cam. They're 2nd and 3rd behind Oklahoma City now, Denver and Houston.
Well, I don't know what we're going to say. All I know is I look at these odds and people were talking about Cleveland, but what have they ever done? It's the same thing. It's the hype. They look good on paper. And I don't know. There's a lot of people, Carver. I don't know how you feel. I like your opinion. People talking about Orlando like they're this cool, sexy thing going on. Are the Magic going to be the team in the East? I don't know. A lot of people really like them this year going into the season.
A lot of people do really like them. That's for sure. They really love them going into the season. I'm not one of those people who really loves them. Not at all. All right. We also have, finally, Cam, for NBA.
Yeah.
The Summer League is back. Okay? So the Summer League started on Saturday night. Of course, you have the California and the Utah Classic. So they start with a couple games, 3 for each team in Utah, 3 for each team in California. And then they will, everybody gets to Vegas on Thursday, which is when they start the Vegas Summer League. So we have 2 games tonight. And I will ask you, Cam, will you dip your toe in the water for NBA Utah Summer League action tonight? Sixers minus 5.5 against the Thunder in the first game. Jazz minus 3 against Memphis in the other game. That Edgecombe, I was saying to Coach earlier, he had 28 points Saturday night, his first game for the Sixers. He had a big night. Kind of like that Edgecombe, Cam. He played well.
Yeah, he did. But what are you saying? He's going to put on the brakes. They got to say, hey, save it for Vegas. But when everybody comes out to play right now, Thunder, I lean Philadelphia, but laying 5.5 in a summer league game seems like an absolute idiot bet, and no thanks. Grizzlies, Jazz, no clue. You're right. But the other thing is, Carver, over the years, we've bet this thing, and we've actually hit the winner of the summer league a couple times, so I got to dig a little bit deeper. Who says we can't bet it? We can bet anything we want, so let's do a little bit. We'll dive in a little bit deeper, and we'll find something here. Right now, I don't really have anything for you. I'm sorry.
It's the summertime, Cam. Anything that you can find is on the table at this point until football starts. If you can find it, tee it high and let it fly. Right? That's pretty much what it comes down to when it comes to all of that stuff. All right, there's your NBA. Speaking of tee it high and let it fly, Brian Campbell's Soup, won the John Deere Classic, the tractor tournament, in a playoff off over the little Argentinian with a big heart, Emiliano Grillo. I got to tell you, Cam, it was just like, now, I know a lot of people, the casuals maybe don't get involved other than the big events, the majors, the signature events, things like that. The last 2 weeks on the PGA Tour, these two jabroni events, the Rocket and the Tractor Tournament, they were absolutely wild on Sunday in terms of the swings of who could win. I mean, again, yesterday, you had, honestly, 5, 6, 7 guys within 2 or 3 shots of the lead on the back nine? I mean, there was really anything could happen the last couple. So the week before, you had 3 guys in a playoff. This week, you had 2 guys in a playoff. They've had a really good couple weeks. I know you don't have the huge names, but it's been a lot of fun.
No, I prefer it. And great point by you. You know, we talked about like the NHL playoff games going to overtime. Will tournament go to playoff? Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Canadian Open, it started. The Rocket Mortgage. This John Deere Classic. So they only won the U.S. Open, and if Spawn didn't go bananas, you would have had a playoff there too. It feels like every tournament is close. Nobody's running away with anything. And as for Brian Campbell, I don't know how this guy does it. You brought it up earlier. All he does is not show up, or when he's on the leaderboard, he wins. First, he gets a tree to help him beat Poltergeist, Aldrich Potgeeter, in that first playoff, and then he does it again against your boy Grillo. And shout out to Carver. Great picks this week again. And Brady Cannon, one of the best in the business. The guy had Kevin Roy, for God's sakes. He almost won it like $1,000,000 to 1. So there were guys lurking, but, oh no, Brady's good. And I was looking at that leaderboard going, one of you guys is going to be happy, but we didn't have Campbell's Soup. 2 cans.
Brady had,
all he does is show
Brady
up.
Brady had Captain Kirk the week before too. He had Captain Kirk
Brady's
the week before. Brady did. He's been
what a golf capper.
Again, it's like I said about Keith last week. It's the same thing. These guys have really been. You talk about knocking on the door. I mean, when you got guys losing in playoffs every week and losing by, it's coming. Now this week, Cam, they're going to Scotland. Of course, the always week before the Open Championship, Scottish Open. But this seems like, Cam, an even more start. This is like a major quality field that they have at the Scottish Open this week. I mean, Scheffler, Rory, Xander, Fleetwood, Morikawa, Oberg, Bobby Mack, who of course won this last year. Fitzpatrick is high. Wow, Fitzpatrick is high on the board this week, Cam. 34 to 1. Guys barely made the cut in a lot of tournaments. Burns, Hovland, everybody's here this week, Cam. This is gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah, the reason Fitzpatrick is there, he always plays well in the Scottish, but his form is not worthy of anything under like 45. But watch out, you know, we could have some guys. Morikawa kind of he plays well in Europe too. He's got kind of the game for links golf. Now, we'll have some great picks this week, Carver. Hopefully we hit one, but watch out, Robert McIntyre. He takes this tournament seriously, being a Scot, and we'll see what we have there. Is Tommy Fleetwood ever going to break down the door? He's been close.
Man, this would be the type of place where maybe he could. First time we're seeing him since that awful loss on the 72nd hole to Keegan Bradley. There's a jabroni tournament this week, too, the ISCO. Thor Bjornsson is 16 to 1. Rio 18, Roy. There's Kevin Roy's in this 20 to 1. Jackson Coyven, 22. Rico Hoey, Cam Champ. Mark put the good field at the jabroni tournament, Cam. We're going to have to do picks for that on Wednesday.
Give me Coyven, the amateur from Auburn at 22. I'll lock it in now.
We got to find some donkeys further down the line.
We'll find a real loot. I got some dogs for you with fleets. Yeah, rabies.
Coast to coast. We're back after this. let's get down to business with the particulars. The Pittsburgh Steelers will get Jalen Ramsey into their defensive backfield. They'll get Jonnu Smith.
All this talk I'm hearing about they're going to trade TJ Watt, that's not happening either. Okay, so I don't think that's even remotely in the cards. All this talk today, he's next. I don't believe that. I think they're going to give him a new deal.
Ferrall Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid.
9 times out of 100, when you get a gift for the boys in Vegas, what happens? The dude doesn't even get out of the first inning. I feel bad for him. He gave up 7 runs, 5 earned, but 7 runs in total, 5 hits, walked 2, didn't strike out a batter, and like I said, didn't get out of the first inning, got 1 out. I don't know how they do, Joe, but I'm telling you, those lines didn't make any sense.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
Devin Booker had to run the point when Chris Paul was hurt. And we're like, Devin Booker's a point guard. Devin Booker's not a point guard. Neither is Jalen Green. So I need to know what to get rid of Bradley Beal, who cannot be on that team. Who is the point guard? And then I think as a 6th man, I actually don't mind it with Jalen Green.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
What is going on with the Pittsburgh Steelers?
How about I answer your question with a question, Kev?
Okay.
What could possibly go wrong?
I would say it's possible that you somehow, in bringing in Aaron Rodgers, which is supposed to be a win-now move, look around at your team and go, wait, Pickens, Minkah Fitzpatrick, and TJ Watt aren't on it anymore?
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
And we're back. Ferrall Coast to Coast on a Monday. Carver and Cam Stewart in for Scotty. See, the problem is you get me and Cam together, and we start talking golf, and it's a Monday, so it's the first, we're really just looking at the board for the first time. Wednesday's when you guys usually get the picks, but me and Cam are going to the board. I mean, some of the names in that Jabroni tournament, the Isco, oh my goodness. I mean, Lipsky almost won last week. He's 110 to 1.
They're one. I got to put some money on Lips.
Listen,
that's crazy.
There should be a rule, Cam. Cam, there should be a rule.
Mm-hmm.
If you've never won a PGA Tour event, you should never be the favorite. If you've never won a PGA Tour event, you can't be the favorite to win one because you've never won one. Why are you the favorite to win this? At least
think about this.
Griot's won tournaments before. Like he's won tournaments. Like
I agree with you.
I understand. Thor Bjornsson's never won.
I had Thor Bjornsson last week. He had came out of the gate brutal. Then he shot 7 under. He was there like a little, whatever, T18, 20, whatever the hell it was. He's just not it. I'm telling you so, Carver, watch out for Jackson Koiven. He finished really strong. He's that amateur, number rated amateur in the world from Auburn. He played great last week, another week under his belt. I just want more. They're like the problem with these golf books is they're not giving me enough. And they're putting Lips at 100 to 1 for Lipsky. The guy almost won the damn tournament. He was like, I don't understand why this guy is being disrespected like that, but we'll have picks on Wednesday. This tournament's making me angry already. I'm looking at the numbers going, they're not big enough for anybody.
Don't forget, Chris Ventura, golf detective, is in this field as well at 50 to 1. So there's
maybe a first round leader is more appropriate.
Now,
than
this isn't the one. Oh, now there's back-to-back weeks of Jabroni tournaments. The Barracudas next week at the same week as the Open Championship.
God.
That's the one with the dopey scoring, right? That's the one with
the Stapleford scoring. Eagles are 5. I like that tournament. We've done well in it before. You just got to find birdie machines. Don't worry,
Nicky
Carver.
Dunlop last year.
Yeah,
Nicky Dunlop won last year.
Dunlop was there. Dunlop was there. He's like 150 to 1. Golf's crazy, man. Some guys get no respect, and you look at the leaderboard going, they're there.
I know. So lots of golf this week. 2 tournaments this week. 2 tournaments next week. Liv is in Spain this week at Valderrama as well. So that's their little tune-up for the Open Championship. Sergio, we had a good ticket with Sergio there last year for a win. So we're hoping to go. You know who I like? Here we go, Cam. I know he's chalk. Rom's winning in Spain this week and Live.
I like your style. And I remember my pick for the DP World Tour. My guy came second. Jordan Smith second. I'm like, why did you lose to Brown? The other Brit beat down my Brit. Brown.
Rom is sick and tired of hearing how he doesn't win. He saw Sergio win there last year. You know he wants to win at Valderrama. Rom, I know it's like plus 500 or something. Rom's going to win this week.
If he wins, plus 500, it's better than nothing.
Do Rom and Scheffler parlay for the Scottish. You can put Rom to win.
No, I like that, Carver. You might be onto something.
Creative, Cam. We'll get a little creative here. All right, here's the rest of what we got. Mexico beat the United States 2-1 to win the Gold Cup last night. There you go. Over 2.5's a winner. USA scored early. Mexico scored then in the 30th minute. Then they won in the second half. Gold Cup, second time Mexico wins. Whatever. The USA fans are pretty good, Cam. They lost, so it's who cares. We had our C team. But if they would have won, they would have wanted a parade in the streets. So, and obviously I root for USA soccer. Like, just relax, please.
Look at Canada. We were all talking, whatever. We weren't even there, bro. That was the disappointment. So I got nothing to say other than at least you guys went to the finals. But I am interested. Gabe's been right into this FIFA Club World Cup, and there's a couple nice matches there.
Well, you got this one, obviously the South American team, Fluminense against Chelsea in one semi, and PSG Real Madrid in the other semi. Those are both at MetLife Tuesday, Wednesday. Then the final will be at MetLife on Sunday. So down to the last four there in the FIFA Club World Cup. Wimbledon, we obviously had some fun with this earlier. This Sinner got a complete gift to move on into the next round. And I believe that means, Cam, and I would have wondered what the interesting part was when he was losing 2-0. They usually keep those numbers up live to win the whole tournament. I bet you could have got a really good number on Sinner to win the whole tournament when he was down 2-0. Now he's plus 230. And Alcaraz is the favorite at minus 105. Djokovic is plus 370. Taylor Fritz is 20-1, and Ben Shelton's 24-1. Forget the other three guys. You want to know why, Cam? They got no shot. I
want to take Ben Shelton, but Sinner got lucky, and now he's going to take advantage of it. He's like a guy who got a great break in a tournament, no penalty, no nothing. This guy,
he's going to the final.
He might have lost today. Now he's cruising after this. I'm cheering for Shelton.
He's going to the final now. He won't lose another set probably. He's going to go all the way to the final, and he'll play Alcaraz again. After that great match that they had at the French. As far as the ladies goes, this Sabalenka is going to win, right? Although there's been a lot of upsets, so maybe not. But she's the number one, and she's still there. She's minus $155. Swiatek is plus 390. And Andreeva's plus 500.
If you're looking for somebody, that's the one. That's the one. If you want somebody not outside the first two, Mira Andreeva. She has a game. She's a little bit young. She can get kind of hot and cold, but when she's hot, she's in a zone. She's there. I would take her. If you can get her 5-1, I'd look at Belinda Bencic's great, but she's a little bit too old. I'm a big fan, but that's the one. Mira Andreeva, if you're looking for somebody, I don't trust Swiatek. I don't think she can get it done, but Andreeva's my girl.
Look at this. Cam breaking down the women's field at Wimbledon. I mean, I like
women's tennis
stuff. He's all in. This is great.
I'm going to ride your golf picks this week, Carver, because my Theor Bjornsons of the world are doing nothing but putting my head through a wall. I can tell you that.
I got to tell you, Cam, and I was looking at it last night and this morning. No, the golf. I'm back on the golf.
Oh, yeah?
I'm really putting the card together for the Scottish. It's going to be hard this week.
I agree with you.
It's like a major and a signature. You going to go after these guys after a couple, 2 or 3 weeks off? Like Scotty and Rory have had 2 or 3 weeks off. I don't know if I want to go after them. We're going to.
I want to talk to you and Keith about it, though. I can tell you that.
Brady. With it. We'll come back, and we will wrap this puppy up. Ferrall Coast to Coast on a Monday. Back after this. let's get down to business with the particulars. The Pittsburgh Steelers will get Jalen Ramsey into their defensive backfield. They'll get Jonnu Smith.
All this talk I'm hearing about they're going to trade TJ Watt, that's not happening either. Okay, so I don't think that's even remotely in the cards. All this talk today, he's next. I don't believe that. I think they're going to give him a new deal.
Ferrall Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid.
9 times out of 100, when you get a gift for the boys in Vegas, what happens? The dude doesn't even get out of the first inning. I feel bad for him. He gave up 7 runs, 5 earned, but 7 runs in total, 5 hits, walked 2, didn't strike out a batter, and like I said, didn't get out of the first inning, got 1 out. I don't know how they do, Joe, but I'm telling you, those lines didn't make any sense.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
Devin Booker had to run the point when Chris Paul was hurt. And we're like, Devin Booker's a point guard. Devin Booker's not a point guard. Neither is Jalen Green. So I need to know, once you get rid of Bradley Beal, who cannot be on that team, who is the point guard? And then I think as a 6th man, I actually don't mind it with Jalen Green.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
What is going on with the Pittsburgh Steelers?
How about I answer your question with a question, Kev?
Okay.
What could possibly go wrong?
I would say it's possible that you somehow, in bringing in Aaron Rodgers, which is supposed to be a win-now move, look around at your team and go, wait, Pickens, Minkah Fitzpatrick, and TJ Watt aren't on it anymore?
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
We are back, Ferrall, Coast to Coast, here on a Monday. Carver and Cam Stewart in for Scotty on SportsGrid and SportsGrid Radio. All right, Cam, let's do some leftovers here before we get out of here. A few things. Steelers and TJ Watt are allegedly still very far apart in contract talks, with training camp obviously a few weeks away. Yeah, Cam, I'll believe it when I see it that TJ Watt isn't playing for the Steelers week 1 when they start the season.
Especially with all the things they do. They're all in this year, the Steelers. It's now or never with AR and the rest of their gang. Like, are we stupid here? Are we dumb?
No.
Enough is enough. Yes.
The stuff
he's playing for the
Steelers
Seahawks.
Did. You think they're not going to have TJ Watt there in the first game? Please. It's just such nonsense. Oklahoma Athletic Director Joe Castiglione will retire from his full-time role. He's been the longest tenured current AD in major college sports. God bless and good luck to Joe in his future endeavors.
Sounds like Joe's had a good run.
Notre Dame signs class of 2026 wide receiver Devin Fitzgerald. He, of course, the son of Larry Fitzgerald. Now, Notre Dame's done this with a few guys, Cam. They have a bunch of former NFL players' sons in this class. I know they have Thomas Davis's son, the old linebacker from the Carolina Panthers.
Yep.
Jermichael Finley's kid, remember him, the tight end from the Packers. Yep. And now Larry Fitzgerald, his son. As long as it leads to wins, Cam, that's all that I care about in South Bend.
Carver, I see you in your Stars and Stripes blazer. I know you like to put out your little green for Notre Dame football time. And I'll tell you one damn thing. When you have Larry Fitzgerald bloodlines and the way he played the game, Notre Dame, good move on you. I can tell you one thing. The guy will have work ethic. He'll make catches. And you want to talk about wins with the Fitzgeralds? Yes. So I would say that is a good move for Notre Dame with Larry Fitzgerald's son. I can tell you that. The guy's probably going to be an animal.
Indeed. Tyson Fury claims that a Usyk trilogy fight set for April of 2026. I don't think we need to see Fury fight Usyk again.
No.
But God bless and good luck. The Flyers give defenseman Cam York, 5-year extension worth $5.15 million AAV. It's been very quiet with hockey, and that's what it will be for the next 2 months. Quiet with hockey.
After the Mitch Marner presser where he couldn't put on the jersey and the big party in Vegas, we're going to have Cam York stories all over the board.
Yep. That's it. Sad news over the weekend.
The kids are going wild
Cam,
there. Are they telling you to bet on Matt Fitzpatrick and the Scottish?
I'm very aware. I'm aware. Former White Sox closer and World Series champion Bobby Jenks passed away, 44 years old, battled with stomach cancer. Very unfortunate. That's just awful, Cam. Bobby Jenks, I remember him, that 05 White Sox championship team. That's a very sad story. And finally, in the who's having a bad day portion of the leftovers, that would be Cowboys wide receiver and kick returner Cavante Turpin. He's having a bad day. Arrested for possession and carrying a weapon. That's not how you want to start your summer, Cam. Not like that.
I just won't understand this situation. You're NFL players. You got money, man. Like, just take it easy. Stay at home. Hire somebody to go out and do things for you. I just don't get it. It's just one of those situations. It's like, why, man? All you're going to do is get into trouble. Just stay at home.
That's all that can happen when things like that go on. So Cavante Turpin having a bad day as well there. And Tyler Johnson announces his retirement. You remember him, Tampa Bay Lightning, Blackhawks, the Bruins. Tyler Johnson finished after 7. He won a couple part of those Lightning Cup teams from a couple years ago. So Tyler Johnson finished. There you go, Cam. Cam, it's been fun here with you.
Pleasure.
Of course, Scotty's back tomorrow. Cam won't be gone for long because he'll be back Wednesday when we do the golf picks. So
decisions to make, Carver. I don't know what we're going to do this week, but I better hit the books because I got to tell you, man, this is going to be. We got 2 tournaments this week. I need a damn winner too.
Got a bad feeling that we're going to be betting Tommy Fleetwood this week. I can just kind of see it. I can see it staring down the line. That Tommy Fleetwood's going to be on the card there, and I just don't know how I feel about that. But it's better than Morikawa, who's got Billy Foster on the bag the next 2 weeks. Colin
Morikawa's going to get an earful. Better listen to your caddy, bro.
Just grab the 5 and hit it. Grab the 5. Enough. What are you looking at? Just hit the 5 and hit it over there. Links golf. Come on. Billy might be the best thing that ever happened to Colin Morikawa.
You're right.
All right, Cam, I'll see you back on Wednesday. Actually, we'll see you tonight as well. Sports Rage Late Night. Cam will be there along with Gabe. I'll be on the radio side at 8 with Joe for Carver and Lisi. Front Office Sports is next. Great job by Mafia Luke and the crew. Great job by Coach, George, Gabe, and everybody else. From coast to coast on a Monday. We'll see you back here tomorrow.
5-year contract. It's just, I bring it up only because who cares, Scott? It's just mine. Jaren Jackson Jr., good player. Don't get me wrong. $50 million a year. You know, we all bitch and complain about the Juan Soto deals and the Ohtani deals, and you get guys like Jaren Jackson making $50 million a year.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
There's now 7 different directors of analytics for like the Raptors, the Chiefs, where you can see us all like workshopping these ideas in these threads because golf is so ubiquitous amongst gamblers. And so that was like the most popular non-poker forum was the golf sub-forum. And then once we started thinking about once I realized in 2013 that Brody's book was coming out, I just thought stroke chain putting was it.
The Smiley Show, only on SportsGrid.
Saying I like their odds because I think they're insane at this point, but I do think they are a very viable option.
I don't even think their odds are that insane, honestly. They won 64 games.
So you like this move for them?
Well, so the odds...
Regardless of the odds, just from a basketball.
Yeah, the odds have nothing to do with it. They won 64 games. They were eliminated by the Pacers, who lost Halliburton. The other 60-win team was the Celtics, and they lost Tatum. I think...
And the Knicks don't have a coach.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
You want to take that gap year and trade LeBron James somewhere and get value, legitimate value for a 41-year-old player, LeBron James, I still think, in return. I think you have to explore that because if LeBron wants to win a title, we've heard so much buzz for, I think, 3 or 4 years now, Kevin, about Stephen Curry and LeBron James wanting to eventually play together. This might be that moment here. If you're the Golden State Warriors, why not make that call? I think that's something to watch out for.
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.